Is micromanaging suffocating you and your business? So let me paint you a picture. You got to triple check the work that people do. Or they're pinging you constantly, asking you questions of how do I do this? What do I do here? How do I take the next step? And either way, what's happening is you're spending your time that's supposed to be focused on your role as a CEO, reviewing financials, making sales calls, whatever you need to do, doing their job, right? And that is not only crushing you, it's also crushing your business. There are two reasons why this usually happens. One, either there's a lack of trust between you and whoever's doing that role, or the other thing is that there's not the right foundation for training. So if the issue, so we'll start with the second one, which is the training. If there's not the right foundation of training, the first thing you've got to do is create some kind of training that makes sense for someone who is skilled to do this role. Now notice I didn't say focus it on that particular person, and you'll see why. So you want to create training, and it can be simple. It can be as simple as if it's a computer task, you do it on the computer. There's something called Loom, LOOM.com. You can record what you're doing, do a voiceover, and send that to someone as training, or they can watch you. You got to make it simple where you actually do it. They can take notes, they can write it out, but it's simple for you, okay? Now, you got the steps for them. So then you got to give them some time to get it done. So as long as they're making good progress, it's fine. If you're a pro, they're not going to do it as well as you, and that's perfectly fine because you need to do other things. But they need to do as good as whatever the objective standard of good looks like for you and in your organization. Now, if they're not able to get to that objective standard, and you know that the training is appropriate for someone who should be able to, who has the basic skills, then that means they're in the wrong role, or that's a wrong task for them. And so we just need to find the right person to actually get that task done. So that was the solve for if the problem is not enough training. Now here's the solve if it's you. And this is what a lot of times happens. It's a combination between the two, but the biggest problem is in your mind, you want to control the work. You want to make sure it gets done, make sure it gets done to your standard. And here's the problem. You only got 24 hours in a day, and every single extra hour that you spend on doing things that are not your responsibility are choking your business and sucking time away from your personal life and your friends. That may have sounded a little bit harsh, but it is what it is. So if you need to change your mindset, one thing you've got to recognize is a business grows the most when you have people who can do their job and flourish without you checking in on them. So everyone is doing their job to the highest and best good. And if you're double checking other people's work, you're not able to do your job to your highest and best good. So if you're looking for guidance on how do I provide that training, or how do I change my mindset so I stop micromanaging and being the chokehold on my business's growth, you can click down below to get a free consultation. We can walk you through what that looks like for you, okay? So this has been another quick tip. Feel free to forward this to someone else who is struggling with micromanaging, because we want to help you and your friends to grow your profitability and free up time.